Welcome to paradise. Nestled in the heart of Cyprus, this is the stunning TUI blue Sensatori Atlantica Aphrodite hills, where 5-star luxury, breathtaking views and world-class relaxation come together in one unforgettable escape. In this full resort tour, I'll take you through everything you need to know, from beautiful pools and dining spots to the spa, the vibe, and those little touches that make a big difference. So, whether you're planning your next getaway or just love exploring new destinations, hit that like button, get comfy, and let's dive into this dreamy escape together. This is Aphrodite Hills. As you can see, guys, we've made our way into the lobby area. It's absolutely stunning. I love the vibe, the quaint woodwork, the stunning piano in front of us. There's a bar to your left, and we're going to make our way out to my favourite spot of the holiday, the rooftop bar. Here we go, the adults only rooftop bar. Now, I'll show you more of this space later in future videos, but I had to give it a special mention early on because it really became our place every evening. Tucked away above the main areas of the hotel, this bar overlooks the entire resort, with those lush green golf course views stretching right out into the distance. It's the kind of spot that just instantly makes you peaceful, relaxed, and beautifully designed, with plenty of comfy seating, whether you want to sit in the sun or chill under the shade. I actually came up here super early this morning while the whole place was still asleep, just to capture the sunrise for you guys, and wow, it was so worth it. The golden light rising over the hills, completely silent except for the birds. It's those little moments that make a trip unforgettable. The table you see right in front of you was mine and Ash's spot. We absolutely loved sitting there, watching the sun go down, those workers clearing up after a busy day, and guests getting ready for the evening ahead. Which actually leads me on to the next discussion. Let's talk service. The staff here were absolutely incredible. I don't think my glass was ever empty, which, if I'm honest, probably explains why I got very well acquainted with their vodka selection throughout the week. They even brought out little snacks for us in the evenings, just enough to soak up the body and keep us going. Every night, without fail, we ended our day here, watching the sunset, chatting about what we'd done that day, and just soaking in the whole vibe of the place. Honestly, it's that kind of spot that makes a holiday feel next level. Let's take a moment to appreciate this gorgeous lobby. Honestly, it's the kind of room that just shines the moment you walk in. Floor to ceiling, it's decked out in beautiful, cool-toned marble that reflects the natural light so perfectly. It gives the whole space this really clean, luxurious, yet calming vibe that sets the tone for the rest of the resort. There's a lovely spa booking desk right by the entrance, perfect if you fancy treating yourself to a massage or facial during your stay. I love that it was easy to just pop by and chat to someone in person to get it all booked in. You've also got a cute gift shop tucked into the lobby, and yes, I'll admit it, I popped in more than once during our stay. And finally, something I really appreciated. There are 2 separate check-in desks. It just helps with the flow and makes the whole arrival experience feel a bit more personal and stress-free, especially after a long journey. It's little details like that that elevate the whole experience, and you really feel like you've arrived somewhere special the second you step through those doors. Now, once this little tour wraps up, I'll be heading straight to the main buffet restaurant, which opens bright and early at 7 AM every morning. Perfect if you're an early riser like me, or just fancy a quiet, peaceful breakfast before the resort gets busy. We ate here every single morning during our stay, and a few evenings too, and let me tell you, the food really didn't disappoint. The selection might not be quite as broad as some of the other Sensatori resorts we've visited, but everything we had was fresh, tasty, and beautifully presented. Right in front of me here is the Jasmine a la carte restaurant, and hands down, this was our favourite meal of the whole holiday. The food, the setting, the atmosphere, it was just spot on. You'll get to see more of that in one of my upcoming videos, so definitely keep an eye out. The only little downside, it's only open on select days each week, so make sure you check ahead and get yourself booked in. This can be done on an app or in the lobby. Trust me, it's worth it. One of the things that really stood out to us here were the villa-style rooms, which are spread out across 2 floors. It gives the whole resort a peaceful, village-like feel. It never feels too built up or overwhelming, and that layout really adds to the charm. Surrounding the rooms, you've got the most gorgeous landscaping, olive trees dotted all over the resort, stunning flowers in bloom, and so much greenery that just brings everything to life. Every morning we'd wake up to the gentle sound of birds singing, with the sun rising over the hills and the scent of fresh flowers in the air. It's little touches like that, the nature, the space, the quiet, that really made our stay feel like a true escape. Just in front of me here is the snack bar, which was so handy throughout the day, especially when you just needed a little something between meals. It's right by the main pool, and they offer a really decent selection, from French fries and sandwiches to fresh salads and ice cream. Super convenient, quick, and always served with a smile. We are now heading into the adults only pool area, and straight away you'll notice how peaceful it is here. There are plenty of sunbeds, and what I really appreciated was the addition of cushioned pads, something I did miss a bit around the main pool, I'm not gonna lie. It's the ideal spot if you love to read, relax, and just listen to the sound of nature. It's honestly so quiet and serene in this area. One thing I did find a little peculiar though, there's actually a sign that says, "No swimming" in this pool. I'm sure there's a reason behind it, but it did throw me off a bit. We didn't personally choose to sit here during our stay, just because we like a bit more atmosphere and background buzz while we sunbathe, but if you're after total calm, this is definitely the spot for you. As we leave the adults only zone, just in front of me here is the Stone Grill Terrace, another a la carte dining option available at the resort. I believe this one is chargeable, so you'll need to pay a small additional fee if you fancy dining here. We actually decided to give it a miss this time round, not because it didn't look lovely, because it really does, but purely because, well, let's just say I've tried stone grilling before and I'm no Gordon Ramsay. I like my steak medium, not medium charcoal. Alright guys, we're now heading towards the wellness platform. But before we get there, take a look over to the left of me. You'll spot some of the swim-up rooms tucked away here. From what I remember, you'll actually get a much better view of them when we walk back this way later on in the tour. They'll be just off to my right. Definitely worth a look at if you like that extra little touch of luxury with direct pool access. Now, back to where we're headed, the wellness platform. This is such a hidden gem within the resort. It's perched right on the edge of the golf course in the most peaceful little pocket of greenery, and it opens out to the most incredible views of the Mediterranean Sea. It's one of those spots where the world just feels quiet for a moment. You've got the sea breeze, the sound of the trees swaying, and that uninterrupted view that just makes you want to pause and take it all in. If you're someone that loves a bit of yoga, stretching, or just a peaceful start to the day, this is the perfect place for it. It's also a lovely spot to just sit, breathe, and have a little reset before jumping back into resort life. Honestly, I think more hotels should have little spaces like this. It's the kind of touch that really makes a difference. As we make our way down this little path, you'll see the wellness platform just ahead. And I have to say, the first time I stumbled upon this spot, I felt like I'd discovered a proper hidden gem. It's tucked away right on the edge of the golf course, and as you walk towards it, there's this quiet stillness that starts to fall around you. The bird song, the breeze through the olive trees, it's honestly such a calming space, and it's easy to see why this is called the wellness platform. Whether you're into yoga, stretching, or just want somewhere to sit and be, this is the perfect place for that reset moment. And then, this view. Standing here, you're met with the most incredible panoramic view of the Mediterranean Sea. The water is just glistening in the sunlight, stretching out for miles, and on a clear day you can see the colours shift from deep blue to turquoise. It's the kind of view that instantly grounds you, a moment of calm where everything else fades away for a second. From there, you can actually take a short walk down towards the coastline where Aphrodite's Rock is located. A spot that's as beautiful as it is iconic, but you'll hear more about that walk later on in the series. Let me give you a heads up now. It's a breeze on the way down, but the walk back up is definitely a challenge. It's pretty hilly, and I'll be honest, I felt it. So maybe plan it earlier on in the day before that heat kicks in. That said, both myself and Ash would absolutely recommend the trip. Whether you walk, take a local bus, or even a taxi, it's worth seeing up close. The area around Aphrodite's Rock is just stunning. There's something special about standing where the legend says the goddess herself was born, surrounded by clear waters and dramatic coastline. It's a peaceful, memorable little adventure, and just one more reason this part of Cyprus completely captured our hearts. As we head up this way towards the spa and gym, I wanted to take a moment to tell you about another little find within the Aphrodite Hills Resort, and that's the Market Square. Now, I didn't film it as part of this tour, but we definitely paid it a visit or two during our stay. And trust me, you'll see more of it in the upcoming vlogs. It's such a lovely area, almost like a little village square nestled within the resort. You've got a Costa coffee there for your morning caffeine fix, a few restaurants and bars dotted around if you fancy something different for dinner. These are chargeable. And even some cute little shops, perfect for browsing or grabbing souvenirs. And then there's one of my personal favourites, a gorgeous ice cream shop called Hans and Gretel. It's got the most magical fairy tale vibe, and I genuinely can't wait for you guys to see it. Think giant lollipops, candy floss, and the kind of place that makes you feel like a big kid again. It's so cute. If you've got a free evening, I definitely recommend taking a walk up there after dinner. It's got a great atmosphere, especially when the sun starts to set and the fairy lights come on. It's just another part of the resort that adds to that sense of escape and charm. We're nearly at the spa now, guys. As we come around this corner, you'll notice a few lovely little touches. Just in front of me is another part of the main restaurant, and over to the left you've got that gorgeous golf course view again. It's honestly everywhere you turn here. There's also a beautiful little spot for weddings tucked away here, which I thought was such a lovely detail. Intimate, peaceful, and surrounded by all that natural beauty. If you look closely, you'll also see a few sunbeds scattered around this area. Ideal if you prefer a quieter space with a bit more shade than the main pool areas. Now, what I didn't realise at first is that this is actually just one part of the spa. The rest of it is located up at the market square, where you'll find more treatment rooms and the main reception for bookings. So don't worry if this area seems a little low-key. There's more to explore if you fancy a massage or a little pamper session. Right beside it is the resort gym, which Ash made good use of during our stay. It's well equipped and opens from 7 AM, which is perfect if you like to get your workouts in before breakfast. That said, Ash did mention it gets very busy very quickly, especially around mid-morning. So if you want the space to yourself, early is definitely the way to go. As we make our way back down towards the main pool area, I wanted to take a moment to talk about another a la carte option available here at the resort, the Mexican restaurant, which you'll see not far ahead. Now, like Jasmine, it's fully included with your stay, which we absolutely loved. Not only is it available for dinner, but they also offer a beautiful, and I'm talking beautiful, a la carte lunch service during the day. And let me tell you, the presentation of the food here was absolutely outstanding. Every plate looked like something from a magazine. The colours, the attention to detail, the freshness, it really didn't go unnoticed. But beyond the food, what stood out to both myself and Ash was the service. At all of the a la cartes during our stay, the staff was so attentive, welcoming, and genuinely seemed to care about your experience. You were seated quickly, drinks were topped up without having to ask, and the whole vibe felt so relaxed but polished. That's where, if I'm honest, we did notice quite a difference when it came to the main buffet restaurant. While the food was still delicious and we ate there often, the service did feel a little more chaotic. We had to find our own table, weren't always offered drinks, and overall it just felt a bit more rushed and impersonal, especially during busy times. It's a shame because the space itself is lovely, but the contrast really stood out after experiencing the calm, attentive service at the a la cartes. That said, the food and setting across the resort do speak for themselves, and the variety of dining options is definitely a huge plus. We are now at the main pool area, and there's no denying it. It's beautifully designed, super clean, and that water definitely looks inviting, especially on a warm day like this. This space has a really polished look to it. It's definitely got that postcard feel. But if I'm being totally honest with you, this was probably our least favourite part of the resort. Not because it wasn't nice, far from it, but more because it just felt overly crowded at times and, unfortunately, a little understaffed. We did have drink service by the pool, which was a brilliant touch, but it was often just one amazing waiter, Lucien, who, bless him, was braving it all alone most days. He honestly worked his socks off, and I just wish there had been more staff to support him, because he really made such a difference to the atmosphere. The sunbeds around this area also felt a little crammed in, especially during peak times, and that did take away a bit of the luxury feel you might expect from a resort like this. That said, and I really want to stress this, it didn't take away from the relaxation for me and Ash. Once we were settled, we were happy. The sun was shining, the pool was refreshing, and we had each other and a few cheeky cocktails in hand. And really, sometimes, that's all you need. And that brings us to the end of this full resort tour. Well, sort of. There are actually still so many parts of this beautiful resort that I haven't shown you just yet. But don't worry, you'll see them in the upcoming vlogs very soon. For now though, I'm heading off to grab some breakfast, and I think I've earned it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, stay happy, stay positive. I love you all so much, and I'll see you in the next video.